Good morning, cyber traders, and happy bloody Friday. My God, this has been horrible. You know what? I got good news. I got bad news. Okay, good news and bad news. I'll start off with the bad news. The bad news is the market's getting really beat up. We'll talk a little bit about it. You know what the good news is? This is everything day traders want. There's going to be some great opportunities out there to buy. You just got to sit in cash. This is a game of chess. And let me explain something to you as a trader and why you guys are listening. And that's why you students are here. If you're swing trading or you're doing some options trading, you're getting crushed. I mean, I get it. I'm getting pretty beat up. I sold some of my stock of the Tesla stock and some of the other ones. I got caught on. I have to hold some of the stocks. Had some like I own CONY, and my dividend gets paid this today. Actually, yesterday, so I can sell it, and it's a pretty big dividend too. So I couldn't really sell it, but anyway, we're getting a little bit of bounce. We're getting some great volatility in the market, and you could see some of the stocks. Like, I know we don't talk too much about them, but the bank stocks are getting crushed. Oh my God! So let's do a quick little recap of what's going on in the market. So this is what I came up with. Obviously, you know why we're getting a big correction in the market. The tariffs kicked in, and now all of a sudden, people starting to retaliate. China just came out, and it wasn't that bad. About 6 o'clock in the morning, the Dow futures were down about 500. Then we got down to 1,500. So what happened was they were retaliating, and now they wanted to. What they do? They raised what, the 34% on all U.S. imported starting on April 10th. So this is great because it's a very short window, and look at it going into the fourth quarter. And there's 5 minutes left to go, and the game is tied, and now it's like we're going back and back. So I know some of you probably not as excited as I am regarding about what we're seeing here in the market, but I am as a day trader, because this is what we're looking at. And if you're in cash, I mean, you're really, really, really doing well, because a lot of people who got into trading, if you remember when COVID hit, everyone made so much money in trading. Okay, everyone loved it. They got all this free money from the government. They went out there, they sat home, they bought video games, they traded, whatever you guys did. They were buying cars that were like ridiculous overpriced. It was just crazy. And nothing else to do, right? You're home. What are you going to do? Gardening. Maybe you do what I do. You take care of chickens, whatever it is. Everyone enjoyed a hobby. You could be seeing it again. You could be seeing it right now, because we're seeing some really, really good corrections. So a lot of stocks again hit. Apple's down about 4.4%. Tesla's down about 6%. NVIDIA is down. It looks like they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback, though. They are bouncing a little bit. It was down a little bit worse than it was before. What we're going to talk about is we're going to follow what's going to go on with the tariffs a little bit more. Talks are still going to be coming up. Fed Chair Powell is going to be talking. Possible move. Solid numbers on the unemployment. Ticked up about 4.2. Remember, with high unemployment, lower interest rates, lower employment, you might get a higher interest rate. So we're going to see what Powell has to say. What else? So banks took big hits, and the global markets across the board are tanking. So listen, it's not that we didn't expect this to happen. What do you think is going to happen when we're going to raise the due to tariffs? So this is a lot of fun, I have to admit. Some of you might not be as excited as I am, but I'm pretty excited. I really am. So anyway, let's go through the watch list and see what's going on here. And let me just change this for you guys on social media, so you guys can see a little bit better on the screen. So anyway, regarding about yesterday, we had a couple of really, really nice stocks that did make some big moves yesterday. I want to just touch upon them really quick, because we did really well on some stocks before we go through today's watch list. ICCT was absolutely fabulous. This stock ran from $2.50 all the way to a whopping $6 as a day trade. She was excellent. She was fun. I loved it, and we're going to keep a close eye on it. So ICCT, great stock, did well. Congratulations if you traded. But not only was it good yesterday, it picked on from the day before. You could see how the stock was all the way down here to the price of around $1. And then on April Fool's Day, had another nice little move. So stock was a lot of fun on that ICCT. That one did really well. Some of the other stocks, I mean, everything was pretty much on the opposite on brain name stocks. UVXY was also, Sorry, let me change to a 2-day chart. So yeah, so this stock gapped up really, really big. You could see these are all the ETFs that trade on the market. Those are the opposite. The SOX was one of them. Big run up in SOX too. Early in the morning, big pop right here. And Tesla didn't do too well. You know what? I'll tell you what I like about the Tesla trade. It's not down that much, right? If you look here in the long-term chart, look, do you guys notice something that's going on with the stock right here? We're getting a little bit of a funnel, okay, which is good. Okay, so if you are really looking to find, and I know some people here on social media and some of you traders here are looking to buy some stocks, want to do some swing trades. When you get a catastrophe like what we're seeing right now, if there's a stock that you wish you could have bought, you might be getting that opportunity again. How many of you here, wish you could have bought like Meta, right? Meta had a really nice move. You could see here back in September, went to 500 to 700. It could be Apple, Apple in May was down at 150, 160, ran to 260. So there were a lot of stocks out there. So if there's anything that you really like, this might be your opportunity to get back into it. Like Apple dropped from 260 all the way down to 195. If you always wish to own Apple, you might get a chance to get into it. And I know that one of the big tariffs that they're placing on is going to be on like Apple and everything else, tech, clothing, they said. That's what China's doing. So China's retaliating. Now, the only issue I have regarding about the tariffs, and I said this yesterday, I was watching on CNBC this morning. They had a very large, whatchamacallit, what did they sell? Baby toys. It was cribs, it was bottles, all that. And they were saying that like, it's not easy to just pack up and say, okay, we're going to come to the United States. People are really, are all in there. It took years to get in there. It took years to build contracts. It took years, it just not a snap of the finger. So that's going to be the issue there. So, but it's going to go both ways. Somebody's going to blink, but I think they're going to come down to a settlement. And, you have to just understand that the president you have in office right now is, you can't admit, no matter what side you're on, he loves America. He doesn't hate America. He doesn't believe in globalism. And he wants to make America, everyone to come back. We were a big manufacturing company. He wants to bring them back. Unfortunately, it's not that easy now, And, listen, there's blames go all around. We had 5 presidents. You had environmentalists that push people out, taxes, permits, all that. But it's not a snap of the finger where you could say, okay, you finally got someone that's pro-American, it's going to bring it back. Too many people are too banked in there and they're there too settled in. So it's going to be a little bit of a problem to do that. It's going to take some time. But what I think is what's going to probably happen from what I heard, and this is what we're going to focus on the market. Some companies can do it. Some of them can't. Some of the countries are going to be, they're going to give a little bit. So are we. So we'll see how that works out. But all I can tell you is this, it's going to be definitely a lot of fun in the stock market. So there's no better place to be than where we're at right now. So let's go through the watch list. There are a couple of stocks I want to keep an eye on. We just got a nice, really big pop on the stock AREB. So this one just came out of nowhere. And this is why we like to start at 9 o'clock. AREB. Nice little move on that one right there. Good pop right there. It was a good move yesterday at 11 o'clock. Went from $3 up to $5. She's moving up again. There's a couple iceberg orders I see here around 720. You could see it right there, 720 right there. And then here at 8. So those are resistance. Really nice move right there. So AREB. Put this on the watch list. CXAI. I don't know if it was earnings that came out yesterday, but that was a really big pop right there. But she's not really going anywhere right now, so I'm not really a big fan of it. Sometimes they do all of a sudden change. This one here it was obviously a big IPO, came back down. Now it's on a back way up. Ugly spread though, so I probably pass on that one. BDRX. This stock took a big hit. A little bit on the uptrend pharmaceutical stock. We'll put this on the B list. BDRX. We trade that stock before. ICCT, we got that back on the watch list again. That one's a no-brainer. All right, now you have all the Tesla stocks. Okay, they're moving. You have the ones that are the ETFs that are on the shorts, on the long. So they're going to be everywhere. You can see it. TSDL, TSLQ, TSLS, TSLL. I mean, they're everywhere. So we're going to just put Tesla on there, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about them. Tesla, we're going to put that on there. I'm going to put one of the bank stocks too, because Citi's obviously getting crushed. I don't think we ever saw this before, but Citi's getting to some pretty good support levels here, maybe around here in the 56. But I don't know what happened here with the banks are. I don't know what the news on the banks is, why they're getting hit. I don't know, because of the financing that they bank all these companies. Maybe people are going to file bankruptcy. I don't know, but the banks are really, really getting hit. And I don't know too many of you even took a chance to even look at that. A couple other stocks that are moving pretty well on the New York Stock Exchange. IBO, everyone remembers this one. We traded that stock a couple of days ago. That went from 50 cents to $6. She's moving again on the New York Stock Exchange. You got the ETFs in here also, but I'm not gonna. That's that's a given to put on the watch list. What's happening on here in the losers? Anything here in the losers? Anything else that getting crushed? Ooh, DuPont. This one's getting hammered. I guess they make a lot of stuff overseas. Let's put that on our watch list. I got to look at the news and see what that one is on the news on that one. So what I like to do is anything that I see that's a brand name stock that's a leader. We're going to keep an eye on that too. NVIDIA also broke. Oh my God, it broke 100. That was a very, very big support level on NVIDIA. 100 was huge right there. Huge. Launch investigation to the company for anti-monopoly law violation. Okay, so that's the news on DD, right? Ooh. I don't think I would want to be investigated from in China, and own a company there. That is not, I don't think they're going to be too kind or, too friendly when it comes down to that. Chuck is saying COLD. I didn't see that one. COLD. Let's look at that one. Oh yeah, big move on that one. That's one of the ETFs. Let's put that one on the watch list too. Really nice call right there. Nice tradable. The only issue I always have with that one is that it's kind of hard to follow the iceberg orders on this one. KOLD. Now, listen, let's get ready for the market opened up. We're going to be staying live here in the Cyber Group room. I mean, in the social media all day. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Cyber traders, you see something, you say something. And yesterday, we had a whole bunch of people. We had over 100 people in my webinar yesterday that registered today to be trial members. If you're new to Cyber Trading University, very important. Don't buy anything. You're only here to watch. You want to see how the traders that were like you when they first did a trial, how they think for themselves. Just sit there, watch how we work together, watch how everybody thinks for themselves. But just want to, and make sure you watch those videos that we gave you. Very, very critical. All right. But welcome to Cyber Trading, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be picking up. We're just going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll pick up right when the market opens up. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. All right, traders, let's get ready. Market is opening up.
There we go. You're good to go here, Fausto. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Doing good. What the hell? How's it going? What do you think? Is this bloodbath
Well,
out
hey,
there?
if you're short, you're on the right side of this coin.
Yeah, if you're long,
So,
you're wrong. I think I said that yesterday. How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody ready for an exciting Friday?
got a casual Friday here in the Levitan compound. I got back from a nice 1.5 mile run earlier this morning, so got my hat here right now. Actually, quick shout out to Andrea, our student Andrea C. Had a nice phone call with him yesterday. But Andrea, if you're on YouTube right now, you should catch your hat right now, the Forno hat.
I like that hat.
Andrea's Bakery here, some merch
Nice
right now, but nice pop on the ICCT trade there to begin, right?
Yep, and we're gonna get a halt on AREB on the downside. So we're making a little bit of a comeback on the Dow. We were down like 50, Josh. We were down like 1,500 points. This was nuts.
Yep.
So now we're down about 900 on a Dow, 120 on S&P. So there's your two halts right now. Looks like ICCT.
That AREB trade just got halted down. ICCT going up.
Yep. All right, so we got some nice moves there. What else we got going on?
Carrie in our chat board. Got Lawrence here, Fred. You got Andrea, like we just said, Alicia. Hola to you as well. And nice Friday. TGIF.
Here we
got a couple stocks we'll now wait on. First few minutes here, at least, not just waiting the first 5, but these stocks getting halted. Probably resume in 5 or 10 minutes now.
Yeah, Kevin on YouTube is saying the TSL just had a big pop. Yeah, I see that. I was talking about this when I was talking about this morning. When you really think about it, with the market getting crushed so bad, it's not really down that much. You know what I mean? I mean, it is down 6%, but it's coming back a little bit. But over the course of the past, since beginning of March, it's holding right there, and that's the good thing. Kerry says it's been a really great week to day trade, and it sure is at Cybertrading University, right? But Kerry, it's been a bad trading for the anybody here that is swing trading.
Yeah, anyone with investment accounts just getting obviously crushed. The one thing with the SPY that I see, S&P ETF, is it actually dropped down so much this morning. It's actually already at the next somewhat support level back from May of last year. Doesn't mean it's going to bounce, let alone just yet. So it might take some time for it to bounce. But man, it's crazy how far the markets did fall off just this week alone. Big gaps on the daily chart there, looking at SPY, and typically it likes to fill gaps. So I'm sure that we'll get a good bounce back up, in due time.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, I was so depressed yesterday selling to Amazon. I took a loss on that. So depressed. Once it broke that 180, I'm like, oh, man, it kept testing it. And then I saw it come back a little bit. But I just know that Amazon's going to get really crushed due to everything they do in China. I mean, everything we buy made is in China. You really think about it.
It's interesting. I saw a tweet this morning. Mark Cuban ended up like sending some tweet out about basically saying, now is the time, go out to your grocery stores, basically look to buy up now before they end up replenishing with new inventory of their own, because they're going to be paying an arm and a leg for new inventory. They're going to be charging it up more. So he wasn't trying to drive fear into us, but he's just driving the reality of the situation, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. It's almost 9:35. I mean, for Friday, you don't expect much, but at least we have the ICCT trade. Rich, you could turn over to that one there. I should reopen up probably in a couple minutes at least.
Yeah, the AREB got halted at what time?
It's like 32. 31.
Yeah, same time, around the same time. But the banks, for crying out loud, I mean, they're still going down. Are they bounced a little bit? No, not at all, man. They're really getting crushed. The banks getting hammered.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know all about Citigroup and your story with it back from 2008, but that's what drives your experience going forward, right? It's the fact that you've seen history play out before, so you're not catching falling knives, but you're just patient. You're waiting for your move.
Bank of America. I mean, look at that long-term chart. You can see that down at the bottom right there. We have a share. I mean, look at that. I mean, that thing is just like 42 down to I mean, this is not a lot, but it's I think they're probably ones that are getting hit the most out of them all. Nvidia broke the 100.
Yeah, it's not
That was a big
surprising.
number right there.
I mean, I didn't think the market would drop off this low this morning. So once it did, I was thinking, oh, shoot, how low is Nvidia at right now? Yeah, it's at 98 already.
Yeah, I mean, we got some buyers out here at 95 and 90. There's a lot of support levels. I mean, 100 was pretty big.
You
That's
know
like a
what, though? It never truly like broke 100 though in the regular hours. You know what I mean? You know
because
how like once the market opens, you'll have so much more volume out there. So it kind
it's
of broke below it at like what, 6 in the morning today?
yeah, that was the breaking point. So if you look at all the stocks, I mean, even if you look at Nvidia, you could see the time on the bottom. If you go back, yeah, Rich, if you can just go back, you're at 7:30. But if you go back, make it to a 2-day chart, you could see that right at 6 a.m. when they made that announcement, it was at 102, and that's when it dropped all the way down to 97.
Here, the ICCT trade just reopened up right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's that thing is
I can see a downhaul
wicked.
kicking in here too.
Yep.
Big pullback already from 6 down to 550. Kevin on YouTube saying USAR worth watching. Nice move with volume. So take a look at that there, Rich. If you don't mind, we'll just head back to ICCT. See what I remember on YouTube Kevin saying here.
I got I also got the CXAI that's moving up pretty nicely. I wasn't too crazy about it, but it looks like she was kind of flat. That one's moving also.
Look at the spread on this, though. This is not a great stock to be like seriously trying to trade right now. Just look at how thin the order book is. The spread's open. It's a good call from Kevin here on YouTube because it's up a lot percentage wise. We appreciate that. But otherwise, though, you just got to make sure that spread's pretty tight. Go back to CXAI, Fausto. You just type that in the chat board right now. There we go.
Yeah, that one's moving up pretty good. It's got resistance levels right now about $130. I see here after hours from yesterday.
Rich, zoom out on the 1 minute if you can there, just the way we got our view here on YouTube. Make that here. Okay, yeah, I see that there now. From the after hours, right around 130, 130-ish. All right, so it's a nice contender here. I like this trade. Good spread. Everything that we just said that we wanted. Here we go. So we got a couple movers here, ICCT and then the CXAI.
I got to log into my Schwab account on my phone. I have like multiple accounts just in case.
Oh, it was pretty interesting, Fausto. Some news came out yesterday on Intel. Basically, Taiwan Semiconductor is going to do a joint group with Intel, where TSM took like 20% of the company, basically.
Really?
So long story short was Intel popped. I missed the pop in coaching with our student Alex P. And basically, we turned over to Taiwan. We saw that dropping, and we ended up taking a short on it. Led to a nice drop off at the time. So, hey, news could definitely drive a stock in any direction, but that's where for like the ICCT, the CXAI, interesting to see the news out on those.
Chuck just did pretty well on that, on trading, getting in and out of the ICCT. There you go. Not bad. Nice,
yeah, nice run on the ICCT, still going up. CXAI, I think, was just earnings. Reported business performance results for 2024.
Okay, I'm not liking this Dow. I don't know if it was short covering early this morning, but
yeah, I can see Bitcoin dropping off this weekend below 80,000. I'm looking for more of a drop on my short trade here.
I'm not really seeing any buyers out anywhere. All the way down to 78.
So ICCT got halted again. We're going to wait another 5 or so minutes on that. Probably should reopen up by 9:44, 9:45 in the morning.
Got crushed coin.
Yeah, definitely. We've been so hey, you know what? Good point, though. It's going to lead us to the segue. Of course, we just said we short stocks yesterday on the Taiwan trade, here on Coinbase dropping off down 8%. But for anyone that can't short, We also trade those ETFs, right? Like the inverse ones. But is there an inverse to Coinbase, Rich? I know there's the MicroStrategy one that we do well on here. That's a long
I mean,
one.
they're just dumping it.
Yeah, I mean, these are all ETFs that are cheaper alternatives to Coinbase. You could short these at least, though. Turn over to SMST. That's like a nice, slow category 1 ETF. This goes opposite to MicroStrategy and the Sailor stock.
When's the ICCT gonna open up again?
I think in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
No, yeah, 3 minutes. Great push on that one. Never too late.
What's this? Oh, it's a gold ETF. Never mind. Man, you got to weed out all the ETFs at least. I do want to focus on actual stocks and companies, but the gainers list, like almost every other one out there, is some sort of ETF. CXAI here, it's trying to, sling back up maybe. It had a small shakedown, but you could still see time for support to build, and maybe this comes back up to that 130 that Fausto mentioned.
Coin's got some pretty big buyers right around here, around the 155. I mean, that thing just collapsed. And I don't know if it's going to hold.
It's kind of approaching decent, well, not decent. It's approaching A's support, we'll say. A's support is back from September last year. 146, got another $10, I guess. This might not be trying to sling back up just yet here. Hit that 130, and if it doesn't build support, this might flush back down completely the other way. Chuck calling out and later calling out the TIVC trade.
Yeah, that one.
Thin book.
Thin book. A little bit of a move, but nothing crazy. Market's not looking too good right here. It's just making new lows. They don't like it. That's not a good sign.
If this had a better order book, I'd be on top of this pretty quick, actually, because we're right in prime time hour here. So you want to find a runner, something that is doing its own move. This just is too thin looking at the level 3 data. It's a Friday, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to jump in just yet, but
where's the Dow? The support levels. Yeah, that 139.50 was a pretty big support level.
I am looking to look at that SMST for a move back up. Like I'm going to figure out levels there. It's dropping right now, but I'm just saying I'm going to try and figure something out over time.
Am I getting a little bounce on the coin at taking a big hit? You're probably getting some short covering right now.
Man, if we don't get much short covering by the end of the day today, oh my God, Monday will be interesting.
Well, let me tell you, today, just so everybody know, I think today is going to be a hell of a afternoon because nobody's going to want to hold stocks going over the weekend. You know what I mean? So it could go this afternoon. I always say when I teach my classes for the past 35 years, 3 things could happen. We could have a huge swing up, we could have a huge crash down, or we could be flatlined. So usually a lot of people take off for the weekend. I don't think this today is the day you want to do that, And I know we're broadcasting live on social media right now, but if anyone here is interested, take your phone, scan the QR code on the top right-hand corner, and you could join our professional trading floor. We're going to run here all day. So we're running 2 separate rooms right now. We have one room runs all day where all the professional traders are, our students are, and then we just do this once or twice a week, broadcasting live. So if you want to stick around and be here all day, there's your opportunity to do it. ICCT is opened up. So
yeah, I want to see if ICCT could try and flip support from the resistance it had from yesterday. 620-ish.
Kevin saying USAR.
USAR made a nice push up. Just again, the order book a little thin. If it filled in more, I might be a fan. It's a little tough. It's making a nice pattern though, Kevin. It's at least building a nice resistance there. So you got that going for you. You know, if it breaks over that, it might really take off. But
You know what's nice about it? It looks like it's building a nice Fausto flag. The only issue is the spread's ugly. I mean, you're talking, it's a very ugly stock.
oh, you know what's interesting, Fausto? Rich, take a look at Intel. I know that you're just talking about this to Alicia, one of our gold students in the room. And you just bring up your book map. Just drag up your book map right now, and we'll have the chance to see it all here. Basically, take a look at this, Fausto. It's on the bid.
Oh, wow.
You got this giant iceberg order out there. It's like 1 million shares, is that?
Well, it was a lot of support levels back around 7:45 this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to see there with that view. All right, so yeah, it's about 1 million shares at $20.80. So the more that keeps getting poked at over time, we'll see if it breaks, but it should hold at first, though.
Yeah, if you're watching on social media, if you're watching our YouTube or on our social media channels, basically what you're looking at is we're looking right now on the right of the chart for some of you. This is where we see all the orders. Some of you want to know where the algorithms, the high frequency trades, all that stuff. That's what we look like. A lot of people like to look at indicators. We'll look at the left of the chart. We're looking at the right of the chart. So we're kind of looking at the future. So if some people don't know what that is, that's basically what we're doing.
Bell had a nice trade there, and Kerry too. Bell on the ICCT Fausto in our trading room just got about like $1.15.
Oh, wow. They're still killing it, huh?
And then Kerry on the USAR trade, she took a nice exit there.
It's not backing off. I mean, this thing, you got it. It looks like it's going to test 8. It's about 30. Ooh, did somebody just show up right now? Somebody's laddering up right now.
Yeah, this didn't pull back enough for where I was looking for an entry, but yeah, I saw a ladder kick in just a moment ago, right?
Yeah, sellers are right there at 8. Someone just laddered up again. Someone's laddering up.
Here we go. We have one of our members here, Fausto, one of our previous members. Hope to see you soon, Tim. But traded ICCT just now with us right here from 488, got out at 684 just a moment ago. There you go.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
All right, let's see. Now, this is where it gets wacky, though, because the stock was like below $2 just earlier this week. So now it's at 7. So it's just like, how far is this going to really keep pushing up? Just take a look at MLGO, by the way. You know, that crazy thing eventually tanked. So you just don't want to be on the top of the roller coaster looking down.
Could be another Newsmax or a WTF.
Jeez. I mean, hey, if the chart shows higher lows or if it's not making a lower low, then you still want to give it respect and say there's a shot. So obviously it's doing great here.
It's holding pretty strong here. The more it holds. Let's see if it does some consolidation here. Who else? Anybody else in the trading
all the way back down? I just came back to that right now. Good. I avoided it, but I wanted to see if support would build probably later in the day. Here's one, Fausto. Turn over to this one, Rich. ALDX. ALDX. Good runner here. Oh, it's a gap fill. Look at that. Look at that, Fausto.
That's a huge. I think I crushed. It could be a bottom fish right here.
I didn't even notice this from yesterday. What the hell?
Let me see what's going on here.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even notice this thing yesterday. Even when I did the meeting in the afternoon, I would have seen it on the loser side. I wasn't lazy. But geez, that is a crazy gap.
By the way, that buyer, I just want to go hop, just as we're looking at that, just remind everybody, still in Intel. That buyer for 1 million shares is still out there. Do we do let's share that. Let's put that in our, let's share that in our Telegram. I don't know if anybody here is subscribed to our Telegram or our alert service, but why not share it?
Yes, ALDX trade I do like. Just got to make sure that you keep seeing support build, because once the shorts stop covering here on this and the day traders stop buying here, this thing will roll over fast. So it's a really nice chart, really nice gap. But
there we go. All right, just post that. I don't know if anybody here is subscribed to our, like I said, Telegram or X. I just showed you that big little buy. By the way, he's looking like he's getting tested. Just for fun. I know we're looking at this stock right here, but bring up the Intel. Looks like he's getting tested.
Yeah, we got to go in this view faster. Rich, bring up the book map here just so we can see that iceberg.
He's at 12. He's at 1280. So correction on that image that I posted up there on Telegram to let everybody know. I thought it was 20, but it's 2080.
Yeah, let's see if this gets filled.
Yep.
Oh, so you can't see that there. Yeah, this is the better view. Here we go.
It hit it. It tested him right around 9:45. It went back up to 21. Came back down. Did he buy any of it?
Nah. Maybe like the smallest little amount, tiny.
If that
Actually,
thing
on
gets
that far
filled,
right column there, a small little nudge.
if that shit gets filled, it's like, see ya.
Well, you know what's happening at like 11:30 this morning, right?
Yep, I saw that.
We got our guy. We got our guy Powell speaking. So who knows what he'll say? If
Not my
anything
guy.
bad,
He's not my guy.
he's everyone's guy. He's the main event of the stock market. Everyone's waiting on
I think
Jerome Powell.
he's like probably one of the most hated guys in just trading, because every time we people heating, it's like who is this person? He's like the president. And he can do whatever he wants, and like he really does. I mean, the Fed really is anybody. Some of you here, Lita, you were here. I mean, remember we went to the Fed in New York? We did that tour, and we went to the Fed, the New York Stock Exchange, and
You see what's on my wall right here? You can't see it's tiny. I
I
nailed that.
too, right? You came.
Yeah, the shredded money right here. Remember?
Where is it? You still got
right
it?
here. It's tiny. You can't see it, but
Let me
right
see.
here. It's this guy right here. Poking it right
Oh,
there.
there it is. Yeah. How much
Yeah,
money's in
shredded
there?
money right
Like
there
50
that they
grand
give
in there?
us.
How much money's in that little pocket?
Oh God, I don't know. if Bitcoin goes to zero, I'll need to break it open. I'll start counting. I'll let you
I
know.
think they shredded that thing so damn small you could never put it together. But yeah, they only allow. It's pretty cool. They only allowed like 40 people a day. It's like almost impossible. If you try to go there, anyone here come to New York, you can try to go there. You can't just sign. You have to sign up like months in advance. So we're very fortunate to get a tour. Just the class, but it was great. We went downstairs. We saw the gold down there. It's basically a jail cell, right? That was so cool. It was literally a jail cell, and they just moved the money from one jail cell to the other jail cell, which every country's got their own jail cell.
God, yeah, that was funny there. Kind of watching that.
Mm-hmm.
That was an experience. Like, I mean, that was only my first year with you there, so that was an experience that I'll never forget. But man, my eyes were like bug-eyed. I was like, "What's going on here in the Fed?"
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Holding over that level for right now. We're doing good. It looks like Nvidia's starting to make a small slingshot here. Go back to the regular screen there, Rich. Yeah, there we go.
We're getting a little bit of like some bounces. Kevin's calling out the CRVO on YouTube.
Waiting to see if I'm waiting to see if ALDX ends up making a higher high, filling that gap still. If not, then it'll pull back pretty hard. So you just got to be careful.
Michael did pretty well. Look at that. One of our platinum students made 59 cents on that IONQ. There you go.
Okay, I kind of like this. All right, I'm going to start to look for a move up on the SMST trade. That's the inverse to micro strategy. It's like just building a little support here. And I mean, it's kind of flat, more like higher lows and lower highs together, but at least just over time in the morning, I'm looking to see a move up on this. Or throughout the whole day, I'm looking for a move up on this. So a little time on it.
I think ICCT is done for now.
Oh, Intel got, oh, yeah.
Oh, he got filled?
I thought that's what you were referring to. I thought you were mixing up your stocks. I thought you said Intel was done. I was like, oh, shit.
I was like, I was looking at some other stock. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that broke through that buyer.
Oh, if you were long, you're wrong. You know what? I honestly, I really thought I was going to say it, but I should have said it, but I'm not trying to, say I'm a genius, but I thought it was going to break it, and I'll tell you why. It was consolidating there on the bid way too long, and I think usually as a trader, as a market maker, people like, I don't know. You better it's like on the phone with your client. You want to get out. The guy's almost there. If you want to get out, we're not going to get out until there's no one else out there. You got a big order, and the guy's like, "Fuck it, just sell it." Excuse my French, but that's usually what they do. Just get out, and that's probably what happened. So it was consolidating there for how long?
For at least like 5 or 10 minutes.
No, longer than that. It's been there since 9:40, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's not a good sign.
well, it looks like you got a new buyer, but not nearly as large. Well, about 330,000 shares just popped up, and he just got broken through. He just got taken out. You see that? Drag up the book map again, Rich. Just show Fausto this here quick. We'll see if it makes a slingshot over time, but yeah, you can't see it with this angle there, Fausto. There we go. Just show the other order that got broken through.
Oh my God.
No, just go to the go to like present time right now, Rich. You just saw another buyer just get their order broken through. Yeah, the one at like 2070. Yeah, that one right there. You had the big buyer at 2080 get filled, and another 300,000 just got broken through. What's going on here? Tesla at 250. 250 is a huge level psychologically. Quarter of a millennium, you could say. Holding support right now. Actually, turn over to Tesla on the regular screen, Rich.
Okay.
That's starting to hold support
there
pretty
you
well
go.
there.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Look what Lita just posted.
Oh yeah, that's
one in the New York Stock Exchange. I actually, somebody gave me a book. Someone published a book for us. It was pretty cool, of all of us down there on that day. Yep. That was one of the on-sites that we did here. Unfortunately, we don't like doing them anymore, and I'll tell you why. Some of us a little bit older, it's a lot of walking, and remember who kept falling on us.
yeah, no, I don't want to make fun. Just
it was just like, we get nervous, I had to be careful of that. But because we did a tour of Manhattan, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the tour is really nice. You went up to One World Trade. That was like up 108 floors up.
Yep. Then we did a tour.
And our student Dave,
that was pretty cool.
the photographer Dave F. He ended up taking that long panoramic photo.
Yep, that was cool.
And we're starting to get a small slingshot here, it looks like. This might be the beginning of a small gap here to fill, at least from overnight today.
Here comes a slingshot.
Hopefully.
Ooh, getting a little bounce in the market, huh?
Yeah, this is where we're saying we might get some short covering here, but to what extent?
Amazon bounced about 8 points.
This looks like a nice little start, but we got to, dude, the SPY dropped off 14 more points from where it's at now. It has to go up another 14 more points today to get back to break even.
What's up with GameStop? Just got a text from somebody right now.
Oh, check this out, Fausto. One of our trial members, Michael W., got some money on Intel there. What was your entry price there, Michael? Always love to know where our students get in, our members alike. 95 cents is a huge trade there. Nice job.
Yeah. Michael, I know you're a trial member here, and thanks and welcome here to be on the trading floor at CyberTrading University, but please be very careful. You're only here to watch, okay? We didn't get a chance to talk yet, so we just want you to sit back and watch the traders that I think for themselves and everything else, okay? So just be very, very careful, all right?
Uday was asking about that picture, Fausto, just clarifying. Yeah, that picture with Leda, that was at the New York Stock Exchange. I think that picture, they didn't let us take pictures in the Fed, right?
Wait.
I don't have any pictures.
No, we were able to take pictures. We couldn't take pictures in the Fed. No, they will. Yeah. No cameras, no nothing. I tried, but They tried to get. Remember we were talking to them. During Hurricane Sandy, somebody tried to break in there.
Really?
Yeah, if you remember, like when we were walking in there, they had all the pictures and they showed you like it's basically built in a rock. That safe is built in one big massive rock.
Vaguely remember the safe. I have like more vague memories of the Fed just because the stock exchange thing was more casual. It was like a nice like social thing. So I have more memories of that. But also, I mean, that was what, 10 years ago? If you think I got a baby face right now, I was a baby back then. So
Yeah.
there you go. Michael entered on that trade, did $20.80. Nice job, Michael. Nice
Okay,
job. And we always like to, I like to just say this. We always like to, show the entries, like where you get in from, because you have like other members that are like, oh, where, like, how did he take that trade? And hey, we can't teach and trade at the same time. It's really difficult, at least, and we have our formal classes for that. But like, Leda might study the chat, see your entry, you study the chat, you see Carrie's entry. That's how we build up a nice community here. So.
Yeah, and for the new and for the new trial members that are on the trading floor right now, and if you're watching on social media too, also, we don't like to talk about money. We only do things in points because we don't want to. First of all, I don't like egos. I don't like people bragging so much money they made. I made more money than you. Number one. Number two, it's not healthy for someone that's a new trader we're trying to teach because we want everyone to contribute. So we always do things in a point system. So everyone's basically even. You know what I mean? So we're all playing with the same chips. So if you're trading 100 shares or you're trading, 5,000 shares, it's always the same thing. So regarding about Bitcoin, somebody brought up, Kevin brought up, yeah, Bitcoin is moving up little by little. I do see that. So that's holding up pretty well.
I think we'll flush back down by this afternoon. Be a little pessimistic on that for right now.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone caught a bounce super early in pre-market on Bitcoin, you're up a good chunk there. That's a nice little bounce, but
how low was it? That 80,000?
It's crazy with the China tariffs. At least, like I'm an insomniac. I don't go to sleep, and I'll wake up at certain times of the night. So I woke up. I saw the Bitcoin price at like 84. I went back to sleep. Woke up again later, and that was after the China tariff news came out. Like splash, it was back down to like 81.8. Like, oh my god, jeez.
This is going to be really interesting. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, like President Trump obviously is very aggressive and is really pissed off. And it was funny. I was watching a video on him. They showed him when he was on Oprah about we get ripping off our whole lives and this and that. And here's a guy just snapped a finger, just did it. And I'm just pretty nervous about how China's reacting to it because I don't know, like a catch-22. What scares me about China is remember what happened with COVID, and we kept blaming them that they brought COVID here, everything. And then you had some of those officials over there say, "Hey, be careful because we'll stop mailing you your Tylenol." And they're like, "Excuse me?" You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, that was then. Now we're talking about the tariffs now. So them by doing what they're doing, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this could be quite ugly. I'm a little nervous also because Tesla's got a big, really big, factory over there being built. I mean, they sell a lot of cars there too. So that's another thing that you never know. Like you just saw, like they just came after DD, right? They filed a fraud charge on against them. I mean, they're a communist country. It's like here in America, for some of you here don't know this, but when you're in America, you're innocent till proven guilty. In Europe and everyone else, you're guilty till proven innocent. So you're automatically guilty. You got to prove you're innocent. And, in those communist countries, it's not like you have rights. So that kind of gets me nervous.
I'll tell you what, a couple things with the tariff thing. I saw this last night as well. Nike. Wow, I didn't realize. Like, I mean, it's like made in China, made in Vietnam, whatever. You see it on the tag labels. Okay, cool, like, whatever. You just don't really think of it though. Like, how much of Nike is made in Vietnam? About 50% of their footwear and 28% of their apparel. And with the tariff situation, I think Vietnam's getting taxed like 46%.
Right.
So, as far as like how it reflects within the stock market, take a look at Nike stock just from the last 2 days alone.
I know. I'm looking at the long-term chart on that stock right there.
Getting demolished.
Yeah, Rich, the bottom chart, could you always make it a year so we could see what it's like over the course of the year? Just leave it. Yeah, just leave it. Yeah, leave it like longer so you get a better perspective. You could see it. But yeah, that stock was at 110 last year. It's down to 54. Yeah, Nike's getting crushed.
Mhm. They have 155 factories in Vietnam. I didn't even know that many you could do in Vietnam
But
there.
why? But why? Why did it go from U.S. to Vietnam and China? I mean, like, what is the main reason why? Does anyone here
People,
have a reason why? Like, why did they leave and go there to make things cheaper so they can still charge the same price? I mean, corporate greed. I mean, what is it? Is it the
wages cheaper, definitely.
cheaper labor, capitalism? Okay, regulations, labor. All
Oh,
right.
nice pop here. The AREB. Jeez, that came from nowhere. I'm still on my ALDX trade at least, but that is flying right now.
Yeah, Rick is saying regulations. I was always told a lot of it had to do with environmentalists and permits. People are like, listen, if you let me build the place now, I'll just leave. And they're like, go ahead, leave. You know what I mean? You gotta wait 10 years. Like I could do it here in 10 days over there. And I can't blame it. It's like a catch 22 when it goes both sides. But I always tell everyone in the trading business, companies go out of business every 3 months because they got to come out with earnings. So they got to take care of their shareholders, including they want to take care of their own pockets too, the CEOs and stuff. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna look what's best out for them.
Well, Intel retesting that big iceberg area, and that could be a good short the more the market pulls back from here. Nvidia is on the way down, looks like to 96, at 95, like you had said.
Yeah, that getting back to your Intel trade, I mean, that was a really big order that got filled. So that is not a very healthy sign for that Intel trade. It looks like it's gonna, I mean, listen, the stock has some major support levels right around 19. I mean, we had a good run up back in February, ran from 19 up to almost 30, and then did it again in March. So it's got a great roller coaster. You got to learn how to trade it. That's the big difference that you learn here at CyberTrading University. You learn how to trade, get in, get out, get in, get out. There's not like a buy and hold thing.
Yeah, you got to play by levels. You got to play by rules. You can't just hope and pray and like that's it. Like, is that what you were referring to yesterday, Fausto? Hope and pray. You're saying
Hope
hope
and
and
pray.
change. Okay, that was it. I was like, I was trying to figure it out. I didn't know if that's what you were thinking about. It threw me off. I was like, I didn't want to say pray. It was actually right. Hope and pray. Yeah,
Hope and pray.
yeah, yeah. You don't want to hope and pray, and that's it. You got to have
They
rules.
had, they, had, they had the slogan, the hope and change. You got the hope and pray.
Yeah.
Kevin saying the AREB. I see that stock. I already made a big pop already. What's nice about that stock right there, that poor thing was at $200 last year. Now it's down to 860. It looks like it's starting to make a little bit of a back. What was it? American Rebel Holdings.
It's like a beer company. I think what happened is they were meeting with investors at Mar-a-Lago from the other day. So perhaps Trump's affiliated with this. That might be what's happening.
That thing got hammered.
I mean, they're a beer distributing company, apparently. I looked this up the other day. I'm like, what's going on here? Who's doing this? Is this like the Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan
but what
beer?
beer do they own?
I don't know. They're on a 598,000 share float, so that's not good.
590,000?
Yeah, that's not good. Apparently, they develop self-defense, self-storage, and patriotic products.
Whatever that means.
There we go. Barbara got some good money right there. 65
Yeah.
cents. Bell 2 on the AREB trade.
Rich is
Ladies
calling
of the
that
trading room cleaning up today. There we go.
Rich is calling that big iceberg order right now at that 150. It's not that one. It was like at 2080, but yeah, I see the 2050.
Looks like we're getting our pullback right now in Bitcoin. The SMST bouncing.
Ooh, Bank of Montreal is doing pretty decent. GDXD, not really, hasn't gone anywhere for a while. What do I always say? You are what your stock price says you are.
Yep. So is this like a bearish gold ETF? fine print there, Rich. I can't see.
It looks
Yeah, I know
like
it's a gold one. I just don't know. I'm assuming it's a bear one. Just 'cause it's down. Yeah. But a lot
Area.
of people are trying to predict when the top will be in the market, Fausto. Like, is it already in? Is the gold market going to crash soon? It's
I don't think so. I think I think gold's going to hit. I think gold's going to hit 3,500 soon, faster than people think.
it's just so tough to like try and go counter trend though. Like, people like trying to short the top. You're going to get ran over by a Mack truck. That's what I've been saying recently. So, if you're long, you're wrong there, right?
Right. Yeah, gold's been holding pretty strong.
The ALDX is still kind of holding here, just sticking around near the highs. Tesla broke below that 250 just before. It was staying over it for about like 10 minutes, but the more it keeps testing support, poking at it, it's going to break it. Chuck thinks gold's going to reach 5,000 this year, Fausto.
You think so? You know what? I probably 5, I think, is pushing it. If you get some type of well, listen, who knows? These tariffs might do that. You never know. Some people are going to want to start moving into something more tangible. But I could see 4,000. I mean, listen, it's only February, so you're talking about the end of the year. It could happen. Listen, it happens with stocks. When stocks break all-time highs, what happens? There's no roof anymore, so there's nothing to resist it from going any higher. I know a few people that sold it, and they had to buy it back and paid more for it.
This NVIDIA is making a beeline to this 95 that you were calling out before. A million shares on the bid right now, nearly at $95. Turn on that, Richard.
The silver, I don't understand. I mean, yeah, I own a lot of silver too, and it's the only thing that hasn't moved yet. I don't even know no one caught on to it yet, but it's gold has obviously been the real big move. Silver hasn't gone nowhere.
NVIDIA is getting just clipped right now. I mean, it's definitely going to fill this order at this point, I feel. John S. waiting on silver right now as well. Andreas saying yes, but little brother silver needs to move. Very true. And a couple of good days with silver, though. A couple of good days, like you could day trade it here and there on some pops, but obviously long term, it's always little brother, right, Andrea? It's like, the people in crypto land, not many people are going to get this one, Fausto, but, maybe a couple out there. You never know. But, for the people that trade crypto, they like Litecoin. Litecoin is like little baby brother compared to Bitcoin, right? So it's tougher for that one to make a better move.
Just showing some. I'm just going through some of my stocks really quick right here.
Intel is a good short right from that 2080 area. I mean, just good to get down to reversal time. Pretty steady, consistent short.
So I would keep a very close eye on this. I own it. And I might buy more. Oops, spelled it wrong. TSLY. It's a Tesla. It pays a very large yield dividend, and has a lot of support levels right around the 778, right around there. It doesn't really move too much, but if it breaks this, it's screwed. If it goes lower than 720, but 750, but it pays a very, very big dividend.
Yeah, and I think one of our members, Carlos, is in on that. He's in on a couple of those higher paying dividends, just collecting them pretty much. But
Andre bought it last week. I've been holding it for a while. I had it. I mean, I bought it. I mean, I'm losing money on it. Nothing terrible, but I own it at like 820-ish, right around there in the middle. It's been hitting. It would look great. It pays a very, very high yield. What is it, like 100%? What does it pay now? I don't even know. Does anybody know? I gotta look it up.
Andrea says 46 cents last month.
46 cents.
John saying the AREB trade got halted to the downside. That's not surprising with how much it had popped just before. So We were laughing at it, saying 500,000 share float. So
it ranges 116% to 126% a year. Just looking it up.
NVIDIA is definitely going to be testing this 95 in due time. So, we know that reversal times more often around 10:15, 10:30. Maybe we get a small bounce on NVIDIA off that 95.
So if you had, okay, so here's basically what it pays. There you go. So if you had $10,000 worth of stock, it's about 1,200 shares. So it goes by shares. So you would get paid approximately, monthly payout would be this. You would make $545 at the end of the month.
Pretty good passive income.
Yeah, it is. It is. But that's if it doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's good if it doesn't go anywhere. If it stays where it's at, it's good.
Kevin asking here, Fausto, on YouTube, do you guys trade penny stocks? RSLS very strong with increasing volumes. Like we traded that yesterday, I think, or the day before. And it's not a penny stock. So I'm happy you raised this question because it allows Fausto the chance to say this. This is a NASDAQ national stock or otherwise a New York Stock Exchange stock. It's not a bulletin board, not a penny stock technically. This would be a good stock to trade at least, but we don't trade the real OTCs, the real penny stocks here at least.
Yeah, well, you don't see the orders out there. We got a halt on Sober, SOBE, SOBR. That thing got crushed too.
Yeah, so Kevin, we did trade the RSLS like the other day, as we said, but it tanked. It's garbage now. It's up 73% today, but that's after it dropped like 95% before that. So I hope you're making money on it. I'm rooting anyone on. Just that type of stock now, we'll kind of pass on.
John, do you know what, John, on our trading floor, John, you know why they call it the pink sheets? Anybody have any idea why they call it the pink sheets? You got to go back as old as I have. I know.
I thought it was just that's how you submit your tickets. Like it was on just a pink notepad or a pink sheet, right?
That's exactly right. It was actually
there we go.
On sheet. It looked like something like this, but it was like this long. It was a really long piece of sheet, and it was a pink sheet. And every day, you get like a mailed to you or something. I forgot how they got it, but it was a really like ridiculous sheet with all these numbers on you. That's how you look at the quote, and every day you will get a quote. It's crazy.
With my ADD brain, I wouldn't be able to like survive in that market back then. I already have too much going on with my screen. I got to keep things simple. Have all the yelling and commotion in the exchange. Oh man, I would not for me. I wouldn't survive.
So TSLL is coming to some big support levels. Tesla's not doing too well.
Yeah, I mean, Intel's still down. That's been a good short at least.
We're testing some pretty big support levels here.
My ALDX isn't really going anywhere now. It tried to fill the gap before, and it still might later on. Technically, it's still making higher lows, but we know what happens around 10:30. So,
got a lot of big
over
buyers.
A year ago, he took 200,000, started a passive income account with ETFs, all covered calls. There you go. A lot of our students here, they'll hedge or they'll collect premium by selling puts or selling call either way. So, I'm happy Andrea raised that there because, a bunch of us talk options and trade options otherwise.
Listen, I hate to say it, but we have so many people coming options. Everyone wants to trade options because you don't have a lot of money to do it. The only ones really make money in options, people sell options. We had we had John Henderson that came on. I'm actually going to be on his show on next week on the 10th. And we were talking about, I don't know if anyone saw that podcast last week, but we were talking about covered calls. That's what he specializes in. And it's so funny. Everyone that we always had that come on my podcast, they were all day traders. They all start day trading and they just find their niche, just like yesterday when we had it, this week, we had Sonny Harris, Zahar was another one. They were all day traders. They start it and they just find something that works for them, and it's okay, and it happens. But he was talking about, selling covered calls, and and it is a great passive income. My sister Tina, that's what she does now. You know what I mean?
You had said that. I think that you meant, is it just mainly on Tesla or Nvidia, or is
No,
there other
anything,
stocks that she does?
anything, no, anything that's good. Anything that's pretty volatile. She gets paid. That pays pretty good. Pays pretty good on it. Someone wants to take a shot. You always get these. Tesla is very popular because it's very volatile stock. They have so many damn types of stocks that trade on so many ETFs out there. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you can afford the stock, why not? Palantir had a pretty good one too. She told me
on
to
the link to
sell it. I
that
should listen
podcast
to
that
her.
you just mentioned there. I'm going to post in our chat here if you can, if we can.
She told me, I'm so pissed. She told me, she's like, she says, you own Palantir? I owned it when it was like 85. She's like, why don't you sell the hundreds? They'll pay you.
So check this out. Looks like one of our, Michael, our trial member here joining us this week. He sent in a picture right now. Look at that. Of his trading picture, his trading platform, his screen.
Very nice.
He's got a few NASDAQ book viewers already. He's on that already, learning from us on that. And got trading view charts up there, I see. There you go.
Very impressive.
Yeah. I like TradingView. TradingView is good for someone that's on the go. If you don't have your brokerage account up, or it's a whole thing, you can connect your broker to it. But I like using TradingView. It's good. Got the app.
Mike, how'd you find this anyway? I know you're a trial member in the trading floor right now. Just out of curiosity, was it on social media or one of them? Out of curiosity. This
ALDX.
Twitter? Okay, good.
Wasted my time. I just went break even on this ALDX trade. Just for 20 minutes, it's gone sideways. So
I know you
Michael found us on Twitter. There you go.
I think you have a call with John too today, right? You told me. I'm just looking right here. He was telling me a little about you. He said, yeah, you were trading using Robinhood and Merrill. Good. Merrill Edge, you could see the difference when you start seeing the type of platforms that we use. Totally different. You kind of like trading blind when it comes to certain platforms out there. You gotta be really careful. You don't see a lot of the direct access that you'll see with some of the platforms we use. By the way, I'm telling you, Josh, I'm really nervous about this Dow. It is hovering here. It's 10:30. We're going to be getting off the mic soon. By the way, if you're watching on social media, don't forget, you can always register on the top right-hand corner. Just take your phone, scan the QR code. We're going to be logging off in the next 5 minutes, but you could always come and join our trading floor. We're going to be here all day in our trading floor. Be happy to join us. So if you feel free, you can want to do that, or just click on this link right here. We'll just post that one up there in the middle. Just do a quick little trial.
Block my face. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Block my face. Probably for the better, right? No, I'm kidding.
I'll fix that. There you go.
Take a look on Rich. Just turn over to ALDX, because I just said, I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm out. Look what just happened. Like, if it's not breaking higher, there's only one other way that stock's going. There you go, John S. And John S is also a relatively new member to our room. He's a full-fledged student member now, of course. But there you go. Sent in his setup. There you go. It's got 3 screens and then the laptop as well.
Almost looks like your layout. Mine, I got 4.
Yeah, I got 2 big monitors, and then I got my laptop here. We've all gone through the motions of like computer setups, and of course, Fausto, like I had 6 from the office. You gave me 6 monitors at first, and then maybe one or two broke over time. Just, I was like, I don't need six. And you just learn that less is more at the end of the day. You definitely need more than one, but you don't need 8 or 6 even.
Well, listen, for someone like you and I mean, listen, when we're watching trading rooms and we're teaching is one thing, but as a professional trader, you need one for the execution system and one for the trading room. I like to have three because the third one you could have like, if you're checking your emails, maybe checking something else. Three is really nice. I mean, now I only have four. I used to have six. You remember too. I mean, it is a lot. There's only so much real estate you can fit on your desk. Do you remember
When you think about it, you're like, wow, this is really cool. Like 6 or 8, screens. Like it's high tech. You're in your back cave. It looks super cool. You don't need super cool to make super money.
Oh, remember we had that. I remember we had he wasn't a student. I had to get. I said, you're a little bit crazy, but he had he was traveling and he had like a camper and he had like 12 monitors. He had the video games that came out like these
Oh, if
big.
he's doing video games too, that's kind of cool.
What?
If he's doing video games too with it, that's kind of cool. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
no, we had like set up that way. He had like a nice 60-inch monitor come out, and he had all these screens. I'm like, how long does it take you to set up? He goes, oh no, everything's automatic, comes out. I'm like, you're out of my league. I'm like, why do you want to go there? Oh shit, Tesla's getting hit. Oh no.
And again, we have Powell on at 11:30, so like, who knows what's going to happen with that guy?
It's not good.
Yeah, things are not looking good. Nvidia's about to hit that 95 level right now.
Oh man.
1 point, just over 1 million shares on the bid there for Nvidia.
I gotta get out of some of these positions. They're not looking good. I sold half. I'm going to sell the rest.
Bring up the book map, Rich, before we jump off. We'll be off in a few minutes here, but just show the Nvidia here. I just want to see if this gets broken through. Getting tested.
That is not a good sign.
You ever see that funny clip from the show Family Guy about the New York Mets? It's like, and the season begins, and the season's over. It's like that iceberg at 95 is there, and it's getting broken through. It's going to get a quick break below that level. This will break below 95, I think, pretty fast. Abdallah here joining us here. He says, hey guys, remember a couple years ago after joining a trading room trial period, got lost access? No, I don't know at all, Abdallah. I'll have one of our education advisors reach out to you immediately, though, once we finish this up at least. We'll have them look you up in our system, and we'll give you a quick ring and get you back inside our live trading room at least. Okay. John says, emergency cut from the Fed. Yeah, I mean, well, I know that Trump wants the rates cut. Oh, there we go. And it's gone.
Which one are you looking
There
at?
we go.
Yeah, I just saw a big buyer. The big buyer at Tesla just.
There we go. It's got taken out. Now, see if it's like a slingshot or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be a slingshot at first, at least. Powell on in just about an hour. Gary, there you go. Nice. Roger just calling out the AREB trade. Just turn back to that, Rich, and then we'll jump off. Wow, this thing is just still flying, Fausto. It's up 153% right now, this AREB trade. All right, well, Fausto, we're going to finish up, right?
Yeah, I'm just, there's people texting me, asking me, what am I doing, Fausto? Am I holding on? I just sold everything on those stocks. I don't like it. Mark's down to 1,300 right now. This is not a good sign. We're going 1030 and we're down about 1,300 points right now. That's not a very good sign at all. We just broke a daily. We just broke an all-time low for the day. So Amazon has still had a big run up. It's the only one probably get the short off, but it looks like everything's starting to collapse. Not very good.
Yeah, Bitcoin's pulling back a bit. The SMST has been moving up pretty nicely since we called it out. That's been bouncing back up pretty nice. So again, keep in mind, if you can't short, then there's still opportunities actually that go completely inverse to the stocks or the market here alike. So this is going up pretty nice.
Next buyers on Tesla are 240, 220, and then there's a pretty little bit of decent size around 200. Market's going to be down.
All right,
40.
Fausto, here we go, 10:30. So we got to jump off right now. And for it.
So anyone here that's listening in, if you want to come and hop in and join the trading floor at CyberTrading University, we're here all day. Just take your phone, scan the QR code. We'll see you there. It's your last chance to get in. But if not, we'll see you back. We'll be live again at 2:30. Everyone, traders, if you're here, just be once again, if you're new here to CyberTrading University, watch those videos that we gave you. Watch those 5-minute videos of how to get NASDAQ Book Viewer, and make sure you talk to education advisor. And hopefully you guys got your appointments with everyone. And I look forward to talking to everybody that is new. And let's see if trading's for you or not. For everybody else, trade safe. And we'll be right back. We'll still be here live all day. We're just going to get off the mic. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you back later today.